let's reiterate this. You have a to the negative n power is the same as 1 over a to the n power. Okay, so you can take this route if you ever need to get rid of a negative exponent. So let's look at an example here. If you ask to simplify this expression, 24x to the third to the negative 1/2. Okay. So to get rid of the negative exponent, you can put the expression underneath the 1. So you can say 1 over 24x to the third, like that. But you still have the 1/2 here, which is the same as square root. Okay, so you have 1 over the square root of 24x to the third. You don't ever want to have square root on the bottom. So we're going to need to multiply it by itself to get rid of the square root. So if you multiply the bottom by 24x to the third squared, and then you have to multiply the top by that same thing here, 24x to the third square root. So this times that will give you itself without the square root. So you're going to get 24x to the third on the bottom, and then the square root of 24x to the third on top. Okay? Now, just simplify this further. You can ask yourself, what can you break the 24 down into? Okay, so we know that 4 can go into 24 6 times. So I'm going to pull out the 4, and then you have 6x to the third over 24x to the third. Okay. Okay, one step at a time. Now, the square root of 4 is 2. Okay, and then you have square root of 6 left, and then you have the square root of x to the third all over 24x to the third. Now this one is a little bit tricky here. You can write that as x to the 3/2, right? So this is equal to, well, 2 can go into 3 one time, and then you have 1 left over. Okay, so you can write it as x root x, like that. So ultimately we're going to end up with 2 square root of 6, and then here, right, this one is the same as x root x, so we're gonna say that this is x, and then you have x on the outside too, so you have 2x, and then all over 24x to the third, which we can simplify further. 2 can go into 24 12 times, and then you can reduce the x also. X, this is the same as x to the first, right? So we can cancel that, and then we'll make that x to the second. Okay, so now our final answer is going to be square root of 6x over 12x squared. Okay, so there's no more radical on the bottom. Our job is done. So watch out for this part here, where you can say that this is the same as x to the 3/2, which you can break down into x to the first times x to the 1/2, because 2 can go into 3 one time, and then you have 1 left over 2. And you can bring down the x. X to the 1/2 is the same as square root of x. Okay, because remember how the denominator, the 2 go and become this little 2 out front here, which you don't write. Okay, so ultimately our answer is